Hello, everybody. Welcome. It was a psych investigator. Hello, to everybody. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, guys. Hmm. Uh-huh. Oh, oh. Hello. So I hope you can see me. I was like confirmation. I can see you. I was like paranoid that nobody can see me now. Here alone, like a spirit. Nobody see. Nobody has. Nobody has. So, oh, oh. Are you there? Yeah, I think so. I hope so. You can see me. Yeah. So, huh. Well, okay, I'm gonna assume, I don't know. It's recording, okay, I think. So I'm going to assume that you're here. You can hear me. Okay. Okay, good, good. Oh, I was like, I feel seen. I feel seen. I'm seen now. So thank God, I was like, oh. So I hope you guys had the good Thanksgiving. Good, everything, guys. I'm still why I'm writing the letter. I was like kind of like slow or something. A strange story. Strange. So, but I feel, I guys, so interesting. I sometimes, as I sometimes talk to you about it, sometimes it's a struggle to manage. Like I think sometimes when people make requests and everything, I get like nervous or I see comments, I get like, but I feel at ease when I have the deal. It's so interesting, right? I feel at ease. Conversarmos. I have conversarmos. So, so yeah, I got a shirt. Isn't it funny? I got a shirt for what is it called? The sale. What is it? Black Friday or something. And our makeup was good, no? Lighter color. Look, I have the look at the earring. Hope. I like this earring. It says hope. Is it nice? Hope. It's important, hope. It's important. So, let me just go here to the guys, so I have here, I have hanky. I'm ready. Who is hanky? Because guys, I have to say, I keep saying this over and over again, but like I find this so moving, okay, the veterans. I don't know. I don't know why. Well, I think I know why, because it seems so, in comparison to the stuff we live through, okay, I feel like it's just so real. Okay, it's so important and so legitimate in a time of great lying, lying, right? So no, but really, really, and I feel I've learned so much, guys. I've learned so much from them, about everything, about everything. And so, oh, Patricia, I'm just before I start, can I start a story about Patricia? Mhm. Okay. I think Patricia, you're okay, right? Because I'm gonna write about it a little bit, on the newsletter. So, just so update. So Patricia, I talked about her uncle. Is that your uncle, right, Alfred? Right. So there was this whole story. He was the one who passed away in Tunisia. You know how her family never received any information, and how they only she would the body he was buried there. Is okay. Yeah. And then the family never received any information. And when I do the reading, I felt like he I saw some sort of bomb. Like I think he died instantly, and it was like some sort of like attack, like an air. It was some sort of bomb. Okay, so then and then Patricia was doing research afterward. Just this past weekend, right? The holidays. She said that she found information that confirmed he died in a battle. Right? It was like in some sort of like a monument. There was information from him about him, and he said that from the Air Force. Is the Air Force? I don't remember exactly the details, Patricia, but that he actually died in a battle. It was described as that. Although Patricia, I was looking at them and I didn't see exactly where. It didn't have that much detail either. It just said that he died, right? And but it's so scary, to think that the family killed in action. That's right, killed in action, right? It wasn't a vacation. No, no. They first told her grandparents a vacation. No, 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 no. Don't you think? I just think it's like what? But I understand because the other day, guys, I told you I watched this documentary about Laos, how the CIA had a base in Laos, during the Vietnam War, and exactly something somewhat similar happened. Like that, if somebody died, they would not give too much detail either. So in other words, everything points to some sort of secret action. You know what I mean? Covert, covert, covert. You know what I'm saying? But it was very moving, right? Because right, but don't you think, Patricia? I still think that it makes a lot of sense. It was good. So, interesting, interesting. So this was interesting, right? Is it okay if Patricia I chat? I hope I'm not overshadowing, but it was interesting. I thought it was, I think it was progress. It was progress. Okay, and so, okay, so this is it. Okay, okay. So guys, I cut my own hair. I cut my own hair. Isn't that cool? Is that cool? It works. I was like, oh my god, it works this length. I cut my own hair. So anyways, so this is good. No, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that Patricia. I'm changing subjects, chit chatting. Okay. So this is it. Okay. So I'm gonna get started. Let's say here. Let's make sure I have. And so by the way, guys, I automatically created the thing for tomorrow. It's going to be published at 8 p.m. The link for tomorrow. Okay. Oh, hello, Andrea. Andrea. So 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 anyways, it's going to be published tomorrow, and for tomorrow's live stream. But let's see here that I go list now. Go list here. Okay. So it's like some moving information. Okay. So is that right? Okay. Here, also list, because I hope you don't mind that I thought, but you know what? I think in the end it worked out that I had the list, because I thought it was really good, because then it's organized. We don't have to worry about looking who's here, who's not here. You know what I mean? I think it's fair, and it was organized, and it's good. It works. It works like this. No. Okay. So so let's see here. So the first is Leo. Let's see here, Leo question. Uh, okay. So click. Okay. So Jack Emerson Fogley, World War II veteran, my stepfather, the father in my heart. Or Jeffrey Charles Henkel, Coast Guard vet, brother. Just how are they? Any messages for me or my mom? Okay, so we're gonna ask for protection, huh? A beautiful ray of light, huh? Coming on top of my head, huh? As I breathe in, I fill my lungs with light. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I fell into. Guys, so funny. I feel connected. I see these men. They're wearing like it looks like World War II like uniforms. The young ones. They're clapping. I feel protected. I feel connected. They're like, haha, cute. It's funny. So I guess no, we're here already. You do not have to call us. We're here. We're here. Yeah. Okay. So Jack Emerson Fogley, World War II vet. Any messages for me or my mom? Okay. Okay. So it's kind of moving. Okay. Because I don't know if she's here. I don't know, but that's okay if she's not here. But Jack Emerson, the stepfather, it's so moving because the first image I see is him holding her. Since she was little. In other words, I don't know if so he felt like they grew up together, and he felt, in other words, that he's her father. Like I feel he feels like I'm your father, and that I'm so proud of you. And also he shows that that's for you, Leo. Okay, that it's like it's like you went through a very difficult period in your life, or a difficult period, and don't it, and for some reason I understood here that there's moments when you have felt depressed, or like there it's like, don't beat yourself up for your past. It's part of it, and it's like, God, learn to love you the way God loves you perfectly. Okay, it's not to say that it's like you shouldn't be, it's not, it's like, Obviously, we all go through things and we all learn from them, but it doesn't mean that you should beat yourself up over it. Okay, you should love yourself no matter what. Like it shows us time when you're like kind of like a little lost, or like lost in like sadness, okay, or like regret of over something, or a period of your time that was difficult. So it's like open the door, open the windows, and let the sun in. He's saying, okay, and that he's saying, I feel like for some reason I see him with a guitar. I don't know if he would sing songs to you, or that he would like music when you were growing up, and that he would like sing when you grow up, you would sing songs together or something like that, and it was like really moving. Not moving like you weren't crying. He was joyful, but he's like say in that other words, he's reminding you of joy. The power of joy matters. Pursue joy. And then your mother, he's like, she is the love of my life. He said something like, I know that at the time that we met up, or that we got together, you were worried about society, or there was something about like that. How to say it? Like that it would be difficult for people to accept, but love, it really mattered. Love mattered, and he's saying that in his experience of war, he learned what really matters, and so he learned to have patience and to learn to value the things that matter, and that love is in the air. Love is in the air. Hmm. Love is in the air. Yeah. So this is nice. No, I thought it was very nice. And that he's like, but I think the essence of his message, especially for you, Leah, is to love yourself and accept yourself, and love yourself and forgive yourself for the mistakes, because that's what we're here for. We're here to learn. You're here, you know what I mean? And there's no point in you being, stuck in the past, or thinking that you should have done this or that. Okay, just embrace the things, embrace that which makes you joyful, and don't beat yourself up for something that happened a while back, or for not being quote unquote perfect, or for having had some sort of struggle, mental illness, or depression, or that's what I think. Okay, kind of like sadness like that. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. God loves you. I'm just funny. I'm a preacher. Here, welcome to Rosie congregation. Here we're going to talk about no, guys. Can I tell you this? Okay, it's kind of funny. When a few years ago, before I started the channel, I was like, I always have so many ideas, right? It's like when I'm 65, I want to become a preacher. I was like, I'm going to be a minister, because I was like, I really love, I'm a good public speaker. I love stories, and I was like, I kind of feel like I am Church of Roses, like investigator. Welcome to church. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah, yeah. But I have to learn. The truth is, I should know the Bible really well. I don't know the Bible very well. That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Kind of problem. So, so anyway, so so that so that's the story. But maybe I create my own texts. She's so full of herself. Rose, let's get going. Have questions for people. Okay. Okay. So this was not. Oh no, no. There's one more person that we're going to talk about. Him. So her brother, Jeffrey Charles Henkel, Coast Guard vet brother. How are they? Okay. So Jeffrey. Okay. So Jeffrey. Just go. Just draft. Okay. Okay, Jeffrey. So Leah. Okay. I feel like Um, I see that he had a lot of like, I don't want to say unresolved anger, but there was something like there was a lot of emotions, okay, in him. Okay. I feel like I don't know, I see that he was a very aggressive person, but it's because he said, I couldn't deal with the emotions. And you feel like you could have helped him, or you should have helped him more, but that's not really, you couldn't have done anything. It's not your fault. It was not your fault. It was just that the world was overwhelming for him. And that I think he got into some sort of reckless situations or something. Like he had like anger, he got angry, or he would get like um kind of a risky, what's the word of it, personality that takes risks, risk taking, but not necessarily in a good way. And he would put himself in dangerous situations, and he was like very angry and kind of like he was sort of a difficult person. But that there's nothing, the same, he's sort of repeating the message of the stepfather, which is that don't beat yourself up. This wasn't your fault. I'm learning. I'm still learning because I think I just have to say, okay, I believe his passing may have been sort of abrupt from what I get here. He's still dealing with it. Okay, so that's the story. Okay, that's the story. So what I had what is the water here? Oh, here. Okay, so okay, so okay, okay, okay. So we're going to now Jane G. Okay, okay, Jane. Um, Revel Girl 1. Hello, Revel Girl 1. I know here. I know what you're about. I know her. I know her. So, okay. So no, here seriously. Okay, so Joe Nance Jr. Look, I love this story, guys. It's a very moving story. Okay, so I like a story here. Okay, okay. So, oh, where is it? Okay, okay. So look, Joe Nance Jr. He's a very close friend who I visited every week to record his service stories. He filled a space in my heart and I miss him dearly. He shared a very difficult war experience with me just before coming down with shingles, severe hospitalized hospice till his passing. I want him to know I love and want to know how he's doing in heaven with his wife and fellow soldiers. He said he would be my mom in heaven one day. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um so anyway, so oh my god. Oh my god, I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. The other time I wasn't crying, okay? I have to be clear here. I should not crying. Okay. So okay, so oh my god. Okay. Okay. I'm crying. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Oh, I this is a reading about Reva girl. What happened? Oh, tears, only tears. I don't have nothing to say. No, I'm crying only. So, oh my god, so it's very moving. 3 hours later, she's still crying. Okay, but like, so okay, guys. So okay. Oh my god, I can't. Why can't I just talk, girl? Okay, sorry. Okay, so okay, okay, so so okay, okay. So anyway, so he. Oh my god, stop crying, stop crying. Okay, so so anyway, so I have to say, Revel girl, I feel like I have to say this, like he's saying like she meant so much to me. She had no idea. She's the dream girl. She's my dream girl. She's so wonderful. And I know that when she was helping me, she was going through a lot of things herself. And I never knew that I could, and I have to say this, I know it may sound like a strange thing, Jane. Revel Garwa. Um, that there is a sort of like an element of soulmates here. Okay, I know it sounds really weird, but it's sort of like you got to know real love, like pure love. You know what I mean? A person caring about another person. and not judging, and I don't know, it's just like a real like love for one another, okay? And and I feel like he went through, a lot of things, but he was just had this like childlike spirit, okay? Even then, while he was still alive, okay? And he was just a wonderful person. And I see you holding hands. My God. Okay, guys, okay, so as you know, there's two types of crying, okay? One is the type of crying that is like sad. The other one is because it's overwhelming and it's real. And that's what it was, just like that. Okay. It was like it's true. It's because it's truthful. And that's why I'm crying. I was crying just now. The beginning was because if it was a little sad, but now, it's like just now that I was like, you crying so much because it was so real. So real. Okay. That it was real love. And I feel like it would hold hands so much like this. Okay. And he was like, imagine, I don't know if you talked about it, it was like you and him were in what is the movies they used to have in the 50s outside? I forgot what it's called. There's a name for it. It's the movie, I forgot. They used to have these movies where it was like people would go with their cars to watch movies. I forgot. You know what I mean? Like drive in, that's right, drive in, that's right. Drive in. Like he was like, oh, it's like she was like that girl in the drive in that I always wanted to date or something like that. It was like very romantic, okay? Um and so he was just like a wonderful man. And even though he was very sick, he was always so well put together. Okay. And he cared about his appearance before you came. And oh my god, so cute. Is it okay? And I almost feel like he had a little perfume he would put on. So cute. Okay. And he was very pure. It really was, okay, but it wasn't like, anything else other than that. And I feel like, and I don't know, this may sound like a really weird thing. Like, I don't know if you were pregnant or you had a miscarriage or something, or like he was there with you. I don't know. There was something like he knew they were going through things, and then um oh, that makes sense then that he saw the thing of the drive-in. Like he imagined, okay, he couldn't see. He made me coffee and he had a little chocolate cake for me to eat. Oh, oh my god. God, oh my god, sorry guys, too much, so much. So sweet. Oh my god. He came to her funeral. Yeah, so it was just like the sweetest soul. Okay. He came to the funeral. His four bronze stars, very nice. So I do think that he saw your mom, okay, on the other side, and I think your mom is so cute. Like she's like old fashioned. Your mom, okay, she had like I don't know, hair and curls or something, and she was like, aren't you, she's like, aren't you so proud, he's like, aren't you so proud of my daughter, she's wonderful and she's done so much, aren't you proud of her? She's a wonderful person. Yeah, she's like, I taught her this to care about people. God, my god. Oh my god, guys, oh my god, let's take a break. I'm like, I don't stop here, stop it, stop it. I need to okay, it's intense, guys, okay. Mm. Cause I see her in like a house dress or something. Like she was very like a homemaker. She's like kind of cute and sweet. And that she and I feel like both of them, like, don't give up, don't doubt your ability and your intelligence. And because you've been through some things, right? We talked about it one time, and I think it's like, don't give up. You're almost there. You're really so bright, and it's all possible. Okay. And so funny. I kind of feel like, I know it doesn't really happen like that in heaven or whatever, but like it's like I feel like she came over with a cake to meet up with him. Hello, welcome. I'm her mother. I'm a Jane mother. Hello, how are you doing, huh? Oh, oh my god, guys, it's so intense. Okay, it's so intense. The crying so much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because TMI, guys, I don't know, today is so strange. Today is like there's like a nice storm outside. It's kind of one of those days, okay? And so I feel like, and they were like, I think I got a little bit sad, to be honest, just now too. Like, oh, it's so real. Sometimes we're like, oh, but all love, so real. And they were like, oh, you're gonna find it too. Where is he? Oh, sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. Seriously, just share. Because it's my own questions. Lately, I have questions for myself. So they're just confirming what I had asked. Okay, so moving on. Okay, Jane, because I'm too intense for me. It's very intense for me today. Okay. Okay. So very, very sweet. Okay, no, that's okay. Don't worry. Rose, are you okay? Are you okay? They ask. No. Okay. You know, I just want to say, guys, it was also, oh my god, intense today. I was gonna say, so guys, I was like, oh, the Thanksgiving I've been trying to write and everything, and it's like, oh, to be I'm thankful that we share this because it's real. You know what I mean? Like, we're real people, and like, even though sometimes I go through, sometimes I get mad, sometimes I like, delete, things or whatever, but it's not. It's just because it's hard for me sometimes to manage everything. But I'm thankful that we have this experience. Okay, it's very touching in general. You know what I mean? And I think I just feel like it's I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now, okay, okay, here. Okay, Maureen. Maureen. Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'm reading. I'm reading. So moving a story. Okay, so my father's name is Walter. He went by the nickname Hank, and he was an aviator in the Navy. He's buried alongside my mom at Arlington Cemetery. He died in 2016 before the Blob was elected. He joined the Navy towards the end of World War II and flew during the Korean War and Vietnam. He also flew during the Berlin airlift. I would like to ask him what he thinks of and what we can learn from the current political situation. Also, how he and my mom are doing. So, so it's very moving. Okay, it's very sweet. Okay, okay. Walter. So, so anyway, so he was saying. Walter was saying, okay, that he first I see him fly and everything, and he did a lot of, he worked, he was proud to work, he even there was like some bombs thing situations, okay, and he it wasn't as if he was he's something kind of romantic about him, or he always, I know it sounds like a cliche to say this, but he always saw the bright side of life, okay? And he thought that there was like they're soulmates, they're so happy to be there in heaven too, okay, together. Okay, and then what he said was very interesting about in terms of, just to rephrase like how he asked the question, how what he thinks of and what we can learn from the current political situation. Okay, so everything is fine, with the mom, everything is great over there, but he's just saying, he's like, he's sad, he said he can't, like a lot of people, from the other side, he says very sad. He said that at the time when he was in the military, and in all these wars, what held them together, because war is exhausting, not just exhausting, but I mean, like, it's just a horrible thing. But the reason why it worked, or why, hey, they felt like it had meaning, is because the values mattered, because there was a clarity of the values in the heart, but also in the environment. That the country was united in these, except for the Vietnam War. Like, there was a sense of like that it mattered, at least, that there's a reason for things, okay, and that both the internal, he said, the heart, and it's like the outside was the same. The values on the outside reflected was in the heart, at least from his experience, or there wasn't, and he's saying that nowadays we were saying, look to your heart, or every single day remember what really matters to you, and never put your hand in your heart and remember what really matters to you every single day, because that is the only truth you can really count on. Because right now the difference is that the heart is here, but the outside is all hatred. So you see what I'm saying? So they create images to confuse the hearts of people. Very, very profound, actually, right? They create images to confuse the hearts of people, so that they lose touch with what matters in the heart, so that they connect to hatred and other things. So, right now you can't necessarily trust what, the leadership of the country, right, is doing, because all they do is to make people afraid of the heart. In other words, I talk about fear, how damaging fear is, right? And it's just saying that like, that remember remember the things that really matter, and the heart is the only, it's not that you have to be isolated, but you have to, but this is, guys, a lot of philosophy, and so a lot of religion also has these ideas about appearances and truth. Okay, so that a lot of the things that you see, this is not necessarily, it's not like, oh, he's like, not that it has to be Aristotle, but what I'm saying is that this idea, it's like what he's saying is basically that what is the good, is are things that don't change, right? So you have to remember, because we're living in a time of great illusion, and there's people who are powerful. It's like, you have no idea how powerful words are. They use words as weapons, through, they weaponize social media, but also we use words as weapons to hurt their own population. Think about it, guys. It's very, very depressing, because they use words as saying, words as weapons. It's very sad, and they know, they're saying they know how powerful words are, and they use it knowingly. They use words as weapons against their own population. Isn't that sad, guys? This is very sad. Okay, it's but they say, but the antidote to this, and the only way you can have certainty, is to look to your heart every day. You have to close your eyes and remember what matters. Ask yourself, what really matters to me, my child, having, even if it's like having a nice hair color or whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to know that the truth is what really matters to you, and you have to stand for it, or fight for it, or whatever. Just like, know that the only thing truth resonates with your heart. And if it doesn't, it can't be real. Okay, even if it's like fact, whatever it is. Okay, because it's a time, what's really at stake here is not politics, it's the heart. Oh my god, guys, this is very, very profound. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Walter. Signature by Walter. No, really, really, Mom. This is Walter. Thank you, Walter. No, really, like, wow. This is like, I have to. I guys, I'm gonna. By the way, are you okay with, like, if I put it public, because this is so profound? All of this, all of them, the videos. I'm gonna put in the, because I learned some, like, oh my god, it's very profound. It's like, yeah, because let's say the words, they are trying to confuse the heart, and then the words hurt the heart. Heart. No, it's a joke, but it's true. That the words that they use to attack the population, to hurt their hearts, and to make them doubt what's in their heart. Okay. So that it's like, and that at times when you're like, oh my god, he said this, is like, don't worry, don't listen to, if you want to understand what truth is, look inside, never outside. Because like I said, everything is weaponized. Okay. So, okay, more, I have a question for you, Walter. I have a question. As a Rosa psychosecutor. So, given all the profound things you have said, which are amazing, okay, how can we, as singular individuals, help bring the country back to the heart? Okay, how can we do that? Because it's very, it doesn't say frustrating as life in the word. It's harrowing to watch this happen, knowing that this was happening. And guys, sometimes what is frustrating for me is that I try to tell people, it's very upsetting for me when I see them repeating these things and using language of fear. I'm like, 100 times I have to tell them, because it doesn't, and sometimes it's very difficult. If there's a way that I could explain it to them, you know, but it's almost like they get blind or something. Okay. So how can I use it in others too? How can they get back to the heart and help heal? First, you have to work on yourself. That you feel that all the things, first, you make a mental list of the things that matter to you. Okay, like I said, could be a dog, could be your house, could be chocolates, carrots, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just make a list of like, oh, I love this, I love that. Just the things that you love. Okay. And then when you think of this person, okay, just think, for example, President, the president. Just think of him, and it's like, oh, he's so upsetting. But just think of, he's a river. He's going, all this too shall pass, and only, you saying, we are talking to us in heaven, and here from heaven, we're only here because this is the only thing that lasts. Only the things that last forever exist. How do I say, guys? It's very interesting. It's sort of like, for example, um, it's a little bit like, for example, like, you can read in the newspaper stories about the war, right? Like back in the day when they were fighting a certain battle, whatever, right? But the truth about the war is what they carry with themselves. Whether the person was wearing, was, I don't know what was, whether there was like a, rainy day or not, or whatever, it doesn't matter. The matter is how the event is imprinted in the person, and that is the how to say that, guys, is like, the things that are not important don't matter. Does it make sense? So, for example, like, I'll give you an example connected to the moment that we're living in, about Hitler, right? Hitler used to say propaganda constantly. We don't know, we don't remember the propaganda because it was washed away. At the time, the propaganda had power, but over time, it just stopped mattering. People stopped believing it. So it's sort of like saying, it's kind of like a disease also, that you have to know that evil does not last forever. Okay, and I don't know who he was, guys, if he was Martin Luther King or Gandhi, that said something like, the arch of humanity is, humanity is slow. The arch towards justice. I forgot exactly what it said, but something like this: the things happen in a slow manner, but the good wins in the end. It may take a while. So you cannot, it's sort of like, imagine it's like a person. I know it sounds crazy, but it's so, for example, you go to the bathroom, you can press the thing to make it go down, the toilet. If you go be watching the toilet, oh, I watching the toilet, I don't, it goes away. Trasho, uh goes in toilet, it goes away. You know what I mean? He's that type of thing that goes away to bathroom. So the same thing. It's like, do not pay attention to excrement. Excrement. The excrement goes away. Uh-huh. Excrement goes away. Don't pay attention to, because you give power to it. He's like, it's madness that people pay so much attention to excrement instead of like celebrating apples and delicious food or beautiful sunsets. Okay. So, but excrement is powerful now. How do we deal with this? How do we remove excrement? You just say, remember what's in the heart. And when there are political discussions, this is how you should do. You should approach it. So, for example, maybe I should have had the conversations before the Thanksgiving, because I know a lot of people struggle with it. So, okay, so let's say that a person's like saying, okay, so what about, oh, look at the Mexicans are bad, or whatever, or like President Trump, it's okay if he yells at people or he calls them names. It's fine because they're. So it say to them, put your hand right now, put your hand in your heart right now and really ask yourself, is this who you really are? Because that's not you are. That's not who you are. And when in times of fear, we allow ourselves to be overtaken by those emotions, but that's not who you are. God loves you for all that you are, and he loves those people too. And even if they represent fear to you in some way, he loves them too. We're all human. And the person that tries to appeal to the lowest emotion is not living is not living in the world of God, and is not pushing the light, is pushing the darkness. And I trust that you can reach to your heart, and in the dark of the night ask yourself, who am I really? And I know that you will find a deep well of love, and that's who you really are. And that today is just a momentary lapse of disconnection. Okay, so right now, Walter. uh, Walter. Oh my God, more saying even bad things happened. He would always notice the beauty of the day, of taste the water first thing in the morning. So so it's very nice, because it's saying, he's also saying that those people that chose Trump also, a lot of times they don't deal with their own pain, and so it's much easier to blame others for everything. So they have to first deal with the reason why did they fall for that guy. It's sort of like I said, guys, is exactly those two. Have you seen this TV shows? I'm sure you have, of women who fall for con artists. Oh, he said he was so perfect. He was an investment banker, and he was also, he went to Harvard, and but he had so much time to be with me at all the time. He was there, and it was sort of like those people, they create this, like, impossible characters. Okay, but he was also like, he was like always on vacation, and and so he was so rich, and then but also like like, I don't know, it's like things don't come. It's like, you will listen to these shows and you're like, the same thing with the Bernie Madoff, like the same thing, the type of thing is like, things don't add up. I was observing the facts, they don't add up. But people want to believe magic, or like they want to believe these like things, and so the person shows up who's going to tell you what you want to hear. And like, it's not how it is, and it's sort of like, they have to address the gap inside of themselves that allows them to be fooled by this stuff. Okay, so this is it. So it's saying, but it's then I almost had a question, but he already had answered by Walter. Walter. No, really, he's so good. So he's saying, but Rosie, you have, but he's saying like, okay, so then what about the racist people, right? Because they cannot just be like, oh, love them to no, because I'm very much against it. Like, oh, that's okay, you're racist, you want to lynch people, oh, that's fine, don't worry about it. No, it's not acceptable. Okay, but how do you deal that? It's like, what's like, look, think, you call yourself a God, think of God. Do you really believe that God, you close your eyes and feel your heart, not when I'm here but later. That's not godly behavior. Okay, hating others and wishing, not just wishing the bad for others, but dumping your frustrations onto the weaker people. It's not okay. And I'm not here to tell you that it's okay. It's not okay. I know it's easy, because you know what, those people don't have the power to, they're just the most vulnerable, so they're in front of you, it's easy. But it's not because it's easy for you to get away with it that you could do this, because God is watching. God is taking notes at the end of the day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So 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 this is it. God, when you look at the going to church and you listen to the teachings of all religions, it's always about going for the highest, not the lowest. It's always about humanity transcending, not about like, oh, but I can kill him and other people don't get away with it. It's not how it is. okay, you really are like kind of like the devil would thank you for it, you know? Think about what you really are saying. It's saying, you guys, saying it's something recently I've gotten this a lot in different ways. The idea that words are like weapons and that something that comes out of your mouth has power. If you say to someone like I should kill this person, or you know what I mean, like the days they want people to say this, it's these are weapons. And the people that say that doesn't matter, it's like, oh, they're sensitive. It's people who have never been at the receiving end of it. Yeah, no, truly, right? If you have ever, and guys, I would never forgot there was a story about, I think he was a high school teacher somewhere many years ago or something, that she did an experiment in school where like about what it felt like discrimination felt like. And it was something like, if you have black hair or if you have like blonde, it wasn't like something like kind of small, or like wearing a black shirt or not. It's like you're the black shirt, so everything is going to be blamed on you. You're going to be treated worse. Everyone's going to yell at you, and then so they really felt in their skin what it was like. And then it said that it changed them dramatically to know what it was like to be. So you would not be able to get, you have to be on the last in the line for food. You have to be, you know so it was like really amazing. So it's sort of similar here, like don't let these people get off the hook, because when they choose the lower emotion, they are not doing the work of God. That's not what God wanted. No. And it says it's not that you have to quote the Bible. Just put your head in your heart and close your eyes and tell me that it's okay. God never wanted it, and you know it. You know it. You know it. And it was in a moment of weakness that you believe the words of the false prophet. É que aí parece that appeal to the weakest of the mind, the people who had, it's not to say that they had problems, but they were like not, they were fooled by it. Okay, so what you gonna say? You know what I mean? So how, okay, so how is this, how are we gonna move forward, Walter? This country and other countries, how are we gonna move forward from trash shows everywhere, like these people, Brexit people, Boris Johnson, everybody, including his man, Threshold and his family. How are we gonna move on from this? Really, for reals. God, you talk too much. You've already said how it's gonna happen. So just say every day, hold your heart and know it's like if you try to like has to happen like this or like that or like that, don't worry about it too much. Just know that just like the waves in the sea wash away things, he's going to be all these people are going to be washed away, because ultimately, as I said before, they were saying, all those fake things, they're the people who are evil and bad, that have done these bad things. They're very intelligent, they have a lot of resources, so they have been able to accomplish quite a bit. But the next era, this era that's coming, is about how humanity got over its, they think they're God. Bitch, no, it's not how it is. No, 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 it's not how it is. There's values matter, and no matter how much you can manipulate words, the way to gather yourself and to feel energized is to go to the heart. Listen to your heart when it's falling for you. No, listen to your heart. I don't know where it's going, and I don't know how. Listen to your heart before you tell him goodbye. I don't know what song it was that just came to me. So anyway, so this is the story. Guys, it's so interesting for me. Very interesting for me. One of the things that I was telling you about, this is not about Walter. Now moving on a little bit to talk about myself, because I'm very self-absorbed. No kidding. But that I wanted to say, I have to just write some of it, guys. I guess I learned so much. It's unreal how much I learned. It's unreal. You know what I mean? Like it's like amazing. Okay, so this was very good, guys. Very interesting. One of my house, I found. So, so a mother there, I think was a mother. Let me, guys, now. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Oh, they're together. Together forever and ever we try. Together forever we do. Okay, so Shadow M. Shadow. No, okay. Well, guys, was moving. I'm glad, because I was crying so much. I didn't know. I was like, whoa, should I end? Because I was crying so much. I was like, I'm glad you know, it was good. I mean, not to say that I can't cry, but I was like, whoa, I was worried. I was worried there for a moment. I was like, whoa, God don't need help, huh? Gotta. Okay. Okay. Oh my God. It's still Cheryl. Can you believe it? It's crazy. Okay. She said, "Put me on since you did my father-in-law. Do you know where the picture is that shows you sitting behind Hitler's desk?" Okay. Okay. So, okay. So I feel like I don't know if he had a workshop or he worked. Okay. I feel like there was this desk, like a wooden desk, and it was very. There was a lot of dust on top of it. Okay, but it reminds me of dust from the wood shop. Because I know how to cut wood from machine. If you ever need a shelf, call me. No, I'm actually not that good at wood. I know all machines for it. I know machines, but I remember that sawdust kind of. That's the. I feel like it was dusty, but also from something. Okay, so it's not just dust of time, but I think it went into one of those this thing. And to be honest, I can't quite tell if it was thrown out or if it's still there in this dusty place. And I don't know if it was a place where he worked or his workshop in his basement or something, but I think he put sometimes you misplace things, you put them in like a place, like there could be papers in it and then they put a photo in it and then you don't know where, you know what I mean? Because so so you see what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. That's what I think. Okay. I can't tell. I saw garbage. I don't know if it's been lost. Or I would think that if you know of, when their home or what used to be their home or where they used to work, if there's drawers they can go through, it looks like kind of like not. It doesn't look like the drawers don't look important, quote unquote, or don't look like it's a big deal. But it may to be maybe what it was. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so okay, all right, okay. So yeah, so that's the answer. Okay, shadow not here. That's okay. That was the answer. Okay, now here. Okay, so let's see list. Janet P. Janet P. Okay. Um, Alan Carlos Panighetti, U.S. Navy. My father. I've always loved you. I hope you have found joy. Oh. Okay. Oh. So okay. So I feel. How do I say this? This is a strange thing. Okay. I feel like I see him. When you were growing up, like I don't know why I see these like paper airplanes he would throw. He would talk to you a lot, engage with you, but then he would like make he was like playing with these paper airplanes for you, like just showing you, and then just like make bomb sounds or something. Like I think he was sort of scarred by the war to some degree. Okay, I think it marked him, or he saw some, I don't know, action, or I don't know how to explain it. There was something like he was affected by it, and I don't. He had what they called it. Go not as what is the word? Ghosts, not ghosts. What is the word? The voices, the monsters. He had his inner monsters. I don't know what you call it, but it was something like he could never get away from it. The sounds, the explosions, and I don't know. Like I said, I think it's interesting because a lot of times those people who flew airplanes, sometimes they drop bombs, and I think he may have seen it, and he felt so guilty, but I think he was. To me, it feels like PTSD. Okay, like I said before in another one. Oh wow, thrown off board from aircraft. Yeah, wow, water for 3 days. Interesting. Yeah, so I just feel like he was very inner demon. That's exactly that. I feel like something about it was always playing again over and over again, okay? And he was like, and I see you, then he was older. I think he was with you and everything, but then as he got older, I don't know if he had to be in a home or something about it, he could never get away from it and he couldn't communicate properly. I don't know if he, sometimes I don't know what you call it. It's not that he stopped speaking, but as he got older, it's almost like he was kind of like very silent, or he would not talk about it too much, or it was hard to communicate with him. Okay. Oh my God, he has shock treatments. Oh no. Yeah. So, because he was like not talking, like this. Alcohol. That's right. I was gonna say alcoholic. Yes, because I saw him towards the end, also like he would like kind of dizzy, but like as if he had been drinking. And when he drank, he was able to talk about it a little bit, but not much. Okay, not in detail. And it's just kind of like weigh him down. All of the experiences he couldn't. It was like it kind of, how do I say this? It really, there was this physical. I don't know if his posture is like this, but there was something like it felt like a physical weight. Okay. So yeah, no, I think he's much better, and I think it's like clearing. The air is clearing. He's finally able to understand the experiences a bit better. And he was like much lighter. Okay. He's just a much light. I think I really did think that. I don't know if you perceive that from him. Okay. Um, but that he had this, he was kind of like a funny person. He had all these qualities, but the monsters, the inner demon, that's right. The word here, inner demon, took over, okay, from him, and like he just couldn't fight it. It was like a disease, almost like it really is, like, you know what I mean, like, guys. And not to say there's not necessary, it's not I think even from my experience, readings for people and doing treatments, energy treatments and all that, every person is very different. So even if people are exposed, as Donna is saying here, that is so sad to see how war changes each individual. PTSD is horrible. Thank God he's now safe, because I feel like there's no necessarily rhyme or reason why some people have it more than others. Okay, it's not as if there's a cure specific to. It's not as a pill, like, oh, bye, it goes away. No, it's very complex, and it's not something, because I feel like it's very sad, to be honest. Like, of course, right, to see how people are affected, and it's almost like, guys, I wish that it could be sent to a cocoon, like of all of this. I wish that heaven could come and heal them, and then they could come back. Not that they would die, but they'll be like, okay, we'll press pause now. We're gonna go to heaven for a bit, and we'll come back, and we're fine. They shouldn't die. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like when people go through these experiences, every person should be like, hey, I need a break. I'm gonna go heal right now, and then they come back. I'm gonna go to a god cocoon or whatever you call it, and then and then I come back. Oh, refresh. I'm fine. Everything's great. Like, because it's so like, it's very crippling is not even the word. It's just because, guys, crippling is not even heavy enough of a word in some way, because it weighs the soul and the body and the mind. It's not just one thing. You could say, oh, I have a problem with my leg that I'm gonna have to be in a wheel. That is not, I'm not diminishing, okay, having a problem that you have to go to the, how to use your wheelchair, but the weight of this is every single inch of your body. It's just so awful, okay, because it's like every waking moment, the brain, the skin, the thoughts, the soul is all crushing, you know. So yeah, it's like it's saying, oh my God, it is interesting because I see them a lot of light. They have a light treatment there too. They're like, God sends like healing, because it's saying like those people like that have very low vibrations because of like how they're earthbound, the pain on every level, okay. Oh my God. And it's saying that I think he saw people die. Like, it's one of the things that I find very interesting about all of these readings, guys, that I've noticed, is one of the most painful things I see from their perspective is watching people die. They know it's like, why did I survive and the other person didn't? Is the most painful thing for them. They don't understand why. It's being witness is much more painful than being the person who suffered and died. You know what I mean? So from all and here too, I think he saw maybe somebody who was with, some sort of aircraft. Like I say, the other person died. Why did I live on top of it? You know, So it's just the weight of it is really, really, especially because the army, obviously, in the good way, you're taught that it's about the collect, it's about the team. So it's almost like if someone dies, it's their fault. They think it's my fault. Somehow I did something wrong, and it was my fault. If I hadn't done something wrong, they would not have died. They really automatically believe that. Oh my God, that's right, Donna. Right? So exactly, your husband. Oh my God. Oh, Donna. Yeah. No, is your guys, I should also do. Oh my God, because these readings are difficult. Okay, and then I know they're not as popular as the other ones, but I just think they're so rich. Okay, and I feel like I should do one for the living, via because he's alive, right? Your husband is alive, Donna. Oh my God, I should tell. Uh, so anyway, uh, uh, yeah, I'm like, I have addiction. I have addiction. No, but it's not addiction. But it's like it's because guys, I care. And I feel like it's so because you know what it is. I feel the other thing I have to tell you guys about this. Just from your comments, it's so moving because I feel like for so many of you, it seems like you kind of carry this whole thing. Carry this whole thing for like how do you call it? You carry so much, like your whole lives. It affected your lives. All they went through. So and I feel like it's not because I think so then honestly like so I'm gonna do the next, I'm gonna do another one. Okay, then there's I decided because I'm gonna do for the living ones. Okay, you know what I mean, like I don't know, another, some people forgot, or if they forgot to put their names or something, because it's so, you know what I mean, it's so much like, imagine they are thinking, they're like, I actually see Donna, like there's people waving to your husband, like I think who passed away already. We should ask. Because because he feels about he asks about them, like what happened to such and such person, what about their kids, what about if I had, you know what I mean, so it's like they were just the most wonderful people. Why did I die? Why did it, I'm sorry, not, why did they die? Why them? It was wrong. Guys, and even the slightest time that I felt this was, remember when congressman from Baltimore passed. Okay, it was so wrong. Like he was so good. Like how could that happen? It's similar feeling, but imagine if you know the people. It's how it is all the time. Like these people are the best people. What something is wrong? Is could not be. It just felt so wrong. So that's the nightmare they live with every day. It is wrong, and they don't. It's not that. It's a very complicated question. And I was watching, as I told you, I was watching the Vietnam War documentary, and they were talking about how after the war nobody wanted to talk about Vietnam anymore, and it was almost like a taboo. You couldn't talk about it. So these people carrying all these memories all this time is very tough, what I'm saying? So this is what I do. Okay, so Donna, this is what I think. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the questions because I don't think I have the time, because this is what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna post maybe for next Sunday. I'm gonna keep doing it next Sunday for the living veterans. If you have a question about somebody, the people that passed on his but battalion, whatever you call it. Okay, his friends from there, just put their names down. Doesn't have to be full name. It's just like however they were called. Okay, and this is true not just for Donna, for others as well. I could just say whoever you want to hear about. What happened? Any questions? Okay, any questions like you have, I could ask, because you know what I mean. Like Donna's like it's so heavy on their hearts. You know what I mean? It's so like it's very, very sad. And I noticed, from you guys, how much you have been affected by all of this. You know what I mean? And while they were living, how much that affected your relationship with them. So, I invite anybody, you know what I mean? Like, so, okay. So let's do it next time, though, if that's okay. Like I said, you don't have to be on, okay? But if you, because I think that would give you and him like time to like think about it, you know what I mean? Like, if there's more people that if he doesn't have to be on, of course, it just I can ask him, and I do it. Because I think also for some of you it must be very like intense to watch it live, so sometimes it's better to not be on. So so interesting, no, interesting. Okay, here. So okay, yeah. So then I'm just finishing here. Alan Carlos. Yeah. So yes, he found joy, and he's in a high place. Okay, he's not high place. I think even though he had all these issues, is like this is like a high, kind of heighten his. I don't explain it. It's saying that there's when people go through difficult experiences, it makes them stronger. Like, I mean, not like, this sounds like a Catholic thing to say, "Oh, you have to suffer so that you could get better," but it's something like the fact that he went through so much, like it purified his soul. I don't explain it. He's very high over there. He's very high over there. So it's not like, oh my God, it's saying here for all of you who think that you're not enough, or like the general, the spirits, and not necessarily just him, is saying, for all of you who think you're not enough and that you suffer too much or whatever, there's a reason for it. It's not in vain. Okay, it's not in vain, and live with the heart, live with the heart. Okay, so very interesting. Okay, so very interesting. Okay, okay. So Andrea ZF, Andrea, very interesting. Okay, okay, Andrea. Okay, so there's not a news report related to. Okay, so I asked my mom, who passed in 2004 this time of the year, what she thinks of this shit show, and I feel if she were alive, she would be pissed. My mom, Josefina, was born in El Paso, Texas. Her mom barely made it across the Mexican border to pop. She treasured being a U.S. citizen and was so patriotic. She joined the Air Corps at 15 and became a sergeant at age 16 during World War II training, washed out naval pilots as air traffic controllers in Pensacola, Florida, and worked all her life supporting and championing our veterans and military, although against the Vietnam War. Okay, so Josefina, 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 Josefina. Okay, okay. Oh, because she's trying to say something like he's the lowest. Is like she has like she's cleaning the floors. Like she's like think of a worm is lower than a worm, is the worst worm ever. He's just like the lowest of the low. This guy, and he represents the lowest. He's like the lowest of humanity. You know what I mean? Like he's like the other person. Walter was saying, right? He said the thing about how people displaying a plane to the lowest, to our lowest impulses. Like that's what he's saying here. Okay, is there's also one here. Okay. So I think okay. So also she had some issues. Like okay, so many messages. Okay, so first, oh, I guess I'll say and I know her. I know Andrea. Okay, no, I do. So she's saying about her life circumstances. Okay, she said also, okay, just talking about Trump, and then I'll talk about what she said about Andrea herself. Okay, but saying that she thinks she's the lowest of low, but then she's like, celebrate, look up and celebrate the birds, celebrate the beauty of life, celebrate all that is wonderful. In times like this, don't spend it telling me because I get mad. Don't spend time on Twitter. No, no. Spend time celebrating the great people that exist in your life and the ones you don't know personally. Just spend, Rose, you should have celebrating. You should have, moment once a week, celebrate time as, who do not who it's not about like a person is better than other, but it's sort of like celebrating something, celebrating a great person or a great thing, because those people, like I say, that they confuse the heart. And so each time you celebrate something you care about, or someone, something or someone, you celebrate, you reconnect with the heart, and that's what has to happen, say, constantly. So that's the same thing. It's not that Andrea doesn't herself, but in general, this is for the group. A message for group from Josefina. Yeah. So okay, so then as far as Andrea is concerned, it's interesting because I know she said Andrea, as you know, I had a kind of a sort of a difficult life in some way. Like circumstances were difficult, but I kept going, and I passed it on to you. And also, she's saying here that, she has a daughter who has a very rare disease, very serious, okay. And he's saying, but you chose a very, you all of us chose before we came very tough assignments, and you chose her, and she chose you, and it's the biggest lesson of love. And I don't know how to, I don't know explain it. It's sort of like, it's like it's about it's saying like, is the exercise of faith every day, and love, and pure love in every sense of the word, okay. So so even though there are limits to what can be done to necessarily to like improve our situation completely, um just that, just the fact of her existence alone, and you being there with her, and you believing, it's like kind of like a, it's like immense purifying. She's saying like, when you go to the other side, it's not now, not now, don't worry about it, but like, it's, you're gonna be so high, girl, you're gonna be like, I'm very high level right now. I am. So because you kind of like lived in this truth also. And I know Andrea had a health scare recently, and she says, not your time yet. No, it's not your time. No. um there, you're facing fears that, what if you had to go, you have these fears like, I could not take care of her, all these different things, but she's saying no. It's like you have a very, it's not a tough, I don't explain it, it's not a tough soul, but you face every day, you face these very difficult things, like challenges, and you don't know, oh my god, what am I going to do, and all that. But essentially, it's like a person who's tested a lot, and I think it's part of your development, your spiritual development. And I say how even like even, how do you call it, writing a book about it, your experience loving her, your daughter, okay, and all of it is very interesting. It's saying like, you still have a lot to say to world. I have a lot to say to world. And I see her entry on television. I see her television talking about her book. The Oprah? I don't know, but I see her. I see her on television. Those TV talk shows. I do think it. Well, it could be like for women generally. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. But it's like, you could be very popular. Your book. I'm not saying that is why you would write your book, but it's very touching. The things you've learned. Okay, so your values, and like all the things, you've learned so much, and you have so much to share. I believe you should write a book, Andrea. Yeah, time for book. Time book. Yeah, time book. So was that nice, no? That's just it's so interesting, guys, because never know the informations they have. Yeah, they have more information. Josefina has informations. I come with informations. She has a basket of fruit. I don't know why. She's like, have some fruit sometime. Yeah. It's like good for your thyroid. I don't know, because didn't she take out the thyroid? But why? What else have to do? I don't know. Fresh fruits. I don't know. It's okay. It's not a huge, but it's just like enjoy, abundance life and all those things. So okay, so very interesting. Okay, so that was nice. No, that was nice. Oh, okay. Okay. Patty Rodriguez. Okay, Patty Rodriguez. Okay. Moses Johnson, my dad. He was an Alaska native from a small, isolated town. I wonder how his time in the military affected him. Did it change his view of the world? Did he see things differently upon his return home? Please let him know that I am grateful for the time I had with him and I miss him. Hugs. Okay. Okay. So, Wow. Okay, just before I go to Patricia, just so amazing address that she used to quote, "Life is just a bowl of cherries." That makes perfect. It's just like, oh, showing the fruit. How do strange? No, I don't know. So, very interesting. Okay. So now this is very moving. Okay, so just talking here, Patricia. So let's just go back to the name Moses, right? Moses Johnson. So this was very moving because first, okay, first I see that the kind of like he was wearing like his, I guess, some sort of costume, like a costume of like I don't know what you call it, like I don't know what it is, but there was something like he's integrated in his native. He's very proud of his heritage, and he said right away, he's like, I was a guardian. I'm a guardian spirit for the land. I guard the mountains. Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps because he's saying like we knew that humans tend to think they were just there. Yeah, the world exists and we show up like, hello, we're humans. We're better than you. Sit down, bitches. Sit down. We're humans. So no, so it's kind of like saying that we are here to protect the earth because the earth is what gives us life. Because without earth, humans, we're nothing. Nothing. Without water, we're nothing. We take it for granted. Okay. We take it for granted. And I see he had like some like tapestry or something like that. It was almost like there was like, I don't know, explain it. There was like a tapestry with a religious, I don't know, explain like signals or something where like, so he would like, how do you call it? Like he would said like, this is like, and he still may be even like a spirit that was like guarding. I see these mountains in the background, and I still have goosebumps, like crazy goosebumps, and it's like huge mountains. Of course, it said Alaska, but snow, but like he's like guarding these mountains. They were like really, it was very much about guarding nature and the laws of nature. And when I was growing up, guys, I used to read, I Ching is like this Confucian book, about actually divination. It was interesting. It reminds me a little bit of that because that book is actually very interesting because it talks about like the wisdom of nature. It's always about comparisons when they explains what's going to happen or not. It's always about these like the mountains will happen like this when the rivers are full. So similarly, the wisdom was very much about the truth of natural laws and respecting natural laws and honoring nature and all that. So when he went to war, he said that it was interesting. The way that he thought of himself as a service person was an extension of him being a guardian of the land, right? Because if he felt like he's like, I was a citizen of this country, but on a deeper level, like with the land, I sat on top of the land, and the land made me the citizen of this country, so I protected the land. That was like how he saw it. But when he went to war, it was a commitment. It was an extension of a commitment that he had already made beforehand. But it was an extent, it wasn't like one day he was like, I'm patriotic. It was like this understanding of patriotic was very, wide ranging. Okay. So then he goes to war, and he was like, I said, do believe that he was very like, I don't say a priest, but he was a very spiritual person or very developed in that way. Okay. So he was very happy to defend the country. However, he thought that sometimes the war deviated from the laws of nature. Like it was not necessary to do what it was done. It was like humans got too arrogant and thought that they could fight nature. It's not how it is. I don't know if he saw Agent or there was something about he saw the destruction of chemical weapons and things like that. Okay, and he was he was sad, but because he was such a spiritual person, he was not very. It's not that he wasn't as affected by war, but he had this backing, like he had this like cord to himself that prevented so much of it. He was able to heal himself in some way, form, you know what I mean? But it's because he had this intense understanding of like like I was saying before today, guys, earlier, something about observing Trump as a trash on garbage on bathroom. It's sort of like or like seeing it as something that goes down the river. He had this understanding. The same thing about war. He's like, I saw that this was something that was going to pass, but that's not real because the only things that are real, they last for a long time and they matter. They're so I thought it was fascinating for Americans. Okay, so okay, so yeah, but I think I see this wind. Like I think he's with you, right? Um, AK raindrop, right? I think so. I think he knows he's with you. Um, I don't know. I just feel like there's something about he's like I see this sound of like wind or breeze or something like that. He's like, I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, but I said I do think he's very high up. Okay, he's very. I'm pretty Rose. Priest. Excuse me, coming through. Yeah, I think he's like a priest. Okay, so it's nice. Okay, so interesting. No, interesting for Americans. I find interesting. I find interesting. I find it. No, he's like I like it. So, it's so funny. Okay, this is like sounds like a very strange thing. He's there on the other side. He has white polar bears with him, or like bears or something. I don't know why. I had a pet. Yeah, he was bad. He ate me. No, it's kind of strange. Here he is with bears. I don't know why. He's like, I'm in my community. I was actually meant to be a bear, but I was human too. Because oh my god, interesting information. So anyway, so so oh my god. Okay, very interesting here. Okay, so okay, then the last person, Patricia. Now Patricia Graves. She didn't give me. She just wrote the name of her husband, I think. Okay, but she did not give me details. So I'm just gonna say hello to her to him. Um, okay, I'll say here. She wrote down name. Okay, so my father was a veteran. Oh, that's right, Dallas, veteran of World War II. His name was Dallas. Okay. Oh, oh, how interesting. Let me just say here what she said here about her dad. When I'm on a hot hike, I call to him to bring wind. Oh my god, I has goosebumps. He's like, yeah, girl. He's like, hey, yeah, yeah, it's true. Can you believe it? Oh, interesting. But I mean, do you live in Alaska? Hot? Where is how do you ever find a hot hike? Alaska. Oh my god, where do you live in? They don't no longer live in Alaska, do you? Because it'll be like hot. Where, girl? Where's hot? Hot hike in Alaska? It's like, oh, it was really fine. The weather was great. It was -30. I don't know. Wait, what? Oh my god. Where? Hot hike. Okay, she lives in California now. I was like, oh, yeah. So it was really cool weather. It was over 16 degrees. Yeah, Fahrenheit. So, so, oh my god, interesting. I was like, interesting. Yeah, I was like, oh, but he is saying that I'm in nature. She wants to find me. She knows to find me in nature, nature. Yeah, I am a nature. I am with nature. I am a guardian of nature. She knows. She knows it. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay. So Patricia. Patricia. Okay. Patricia did great. Oh, so okay, so so I don't know, Patricia. She may watch it later, but I feel like her husband, um, I'm sorry, her husband. Keep saying her husband. No, her father. He was crying. Okay, I feel like he suffered a lot in his life, and I think even when he was in the war, there was things he didn't tell her about the stuff he went through. Okay, he's just crying. And he thinks, he it's not that he was there was something like he carried a lot within himself, and that he felt like we are progressing as people, and that um we have and I think a lot of people say, that we have to enjoy the simple things in life. I couldn't quite enjoy them as much because I was so afraid. And I don't know if it's possible they could have been African American. I don't know. I can't tell exactly, but um I don't know. But there's something there, like something like he was bullied or something like that. Okay, or even within the military, but that he was proud of it, but he was also a little bit hurt by what he went through. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of heartbroken that he felt like he wasn't as respected as others. Rightfully so. Okay. But that he's saying, if I had a lesson to anyone, is to enjoy the things in life that matter, like little things, because sometimes we get boggled down by our sadness, and we lose sight of the beauty of God. And the best thing to do is to go out in the world and look, get out of the house, look around, see things, smell things, touch things, and that will take us away from too much pain. Sometimes, we're too isolated and alone, and that is the story here. Anything else for Patricia? It's gonna be okay. The kids are okay. I don't know. I don't know if she lost I don't know if they've lost the grand. I don't know. Is there something like a little child? There's a couple, like one or two little children there. I don't know if they've lost a child or like a grandchild for some reason. They are okay there, and that like there's the family lost a young child, and there's like a lot of grief because of that, and the child is okay, and that they're like little angels. The reason why little kids go away so young is because they are like concentrated perfume. I concentrated perfume. That's who I am. I am concentrated. So that they live here for a little moment to bring an essence of something, and then they go away. But don't be sad about it. It's because they're supposed to illuminate for a short period of time. They're like little suns that come back. Okay, to go back to heaven. So okay, so just try to enjoy the smells of life and simple things. So that is it, guys. I cover questions, all questions, right? Everybody here. Yeah. No? Yeah. Everybody that was on the list, okay? So like I said, and it's not to say like I don't know, guys. Like I said, you don't have to. Oh my hair is crazy. You don't have to watch the whole thing, okay? Um, um, I was gonna say, I just feel like you don't have to watch the whole thing. I think I'm gonna do again, like the living veterans, okay? Because I do feel, guys, in a weird way connected to this, okay? And I feel like I overextend myself and do too many things, but there's something about this that I just feel like I feel like these people need to be heard somehow, okay? So you see what I'm saying? So this is it. So Donna, yeah. So I'm gonna post about next week. I think next week. If not, I'll figure it out. Okay, when? But I like this time on Sunday. I think Sunday is the right day for something like this. You know. So I'll let you know. Maybe I'll take a break. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out when I'm gonna do it. Okay. All right. So so very interesting. Very interesting, guys. No, very interesting. So it's funny. No, it's very intense emotion, but then it goes up. Goes up, goes. I feel fine now. I was so intense. I was like, I didn't know I was going to make it, but well, it's okay. So guys, okay. So I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go, and tomorrow Monday. Prazdana, friend. So because guys, it's also interesting. I have to tell you also that I'm kind of moving. I'm moving to doing different things, and I feel like this is so. This is very it's like it's a reminder of the things that really matter because Trump is not going to as we know Trump's not going to last forever. And so what happens, how do we look forward is another quite interesting question. What is forward? Because regardless of what happens to Trump, I think I think this is a good reminder of like having how do you focus on other stuff at the same time that we living through it, right? It's important sometimes to kind of go look back and like what what sustains us. So okay, alligators. All right. So see you tomorrow. 7 o'clock. I'm back to 7 p.m. I'm gonna. Should post really soon the thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Uh. Okay. Uh. Yeah. I love you guys. I love you. Okay. I love you. I love it. I love it. Okay. So see you later. See you tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye. Okay. Okay. Bye. Love you and love you guys. They are single by as a group. Okay, the veterans. Love you, love you. I think, guys. I think okay. I think you know what. Okay, not yet, not yet. I just want one more comment. So, guys, I sometimes think I should do like a podcast Even if it's just a once a month. I don't know how, my only concern is that I'll be able to keep up with it. But I just think their stories are amazing. I love their stories. I really do. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's just so power to me is the best thing. I learn so much. So it makes so much sense to me. I don't know what else makes sense. So I don't know. It's just so intense. Okay, it's very good. Okay, but anyway, but I'll think about it. All right. So that's all I have to say. Okay, well, let's do. Yeah, right. We have conversations, Jane. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe no, because I feel like they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I just think I know they're like the most wise people of all time. They're the so wise. Okay. Um, because say also they're saying Rosie, this country needs to like go back to the roots, go back to values. It sounds like such a right thing to say, right wing to say no, no, but it's not. But it's like really about what matters to people. You know. So, all right, but I'll think about it. Okay. All right, guys. So see you later. Alligator. See you later. Alligator. See you later. Alligator. See you later. Alligator. Okay. Bye. Oh, I love you guys. See you tomorrow. I miss you already. Okay.